Welcome to Unfiltered and On Ball with D and Jammin. They talk sports, raw, bold, and unapologetic.
Welcome. Episode Trace, episode 3. You are here unfiltered and on ball. You are here with the boy D Shrop, and you're here with that boy Jammin, man. What's going on, Jammin?
Yeah. Just enjoying the nice day, nice holiday. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Uh, Hope you did something for your loved ones, especially your mothers, your wifeys, your the mother of your kids or whatever. Treat them right for the day. Treat them right every day, but especially today.
Yeah, for sure, man. Happy Mother's Day. This is Mother's Day weekend. Shout out to my mother. Happy Mother's Day, mama. Uh, I talked to her early phone. Funny because I ordered her gift. I had it sent to that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like it came in the day before. And I would have I get them like that. And they sent me the picture. It's sitting out on the porch at their house. Everything else on my parents' house. So it got there like 1 o'clock yesterday. So she ain't call. I'm like, oh, maybe she busy, you know what I'm saying? She does catering and things like that. So she might have been out cooking. So I get around like 6 o'clock. I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe she'll just hit me up tomorrow. She wanna talk on Mother's Day. So I called her around like 11 o'clock today, like, "Hey, what's going on?" "Oh, yeah, thank you." I was like, "Happy Mother's Day." Thank you." "Hey, did you get what I ordered you?" "Oh, you got me something?" "Yeah, it was on the porch yesterday." "Oh, shit, let me go check and see if it's got that." I'm like, "Come on now." Hey, look, bro, she didn't even open the shit, bro. She just sat up here, got there, just threw shit on the counter. "Oh, I ain't know it was for me." I said, "Bro," I was like, "So you ain't expect me to get you nothing?" "I ain't know. I ain't look, your daddy order all kind of shit. I don't know." So I was like, "Man," but shout out to my mama. She did like the gift, but yeah, for sure. It definitely was just I was like, "Damn, you wanna go respond to the gift I got you?" But hey, man, my mama's not materialistic, so I will give her credit for that because some mamas be wanting to hold out their whip and stuff like that. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, before we get started, man, make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe button, man. Make sure that y'all follow us on all our major sites: YouTube, TikTok, IG, what else? What am I forgetting? Facebook, Spotify. Put it on that Spotify too, man. Watch that. Also, we got our website up, www.unfilteredandonball.com. That's ANDONBALL. We got that ticket, man. We're gonna have a lot more things going on there. A lot of our articles and a lot of that on here will be on that on that website and more articles as far as like sports and stuff like that we're gonna be covering because we're trying to get our press pass and everything else going on, man. But we got a lot to talk about today, man. A lot to talk about. Jamming. I know the NBA is one thing that you want to talk about. We got what the flopping in the NBA, a lot on with the playoffs. Uh, we had a sweep come through today. You know what I'm saying? But first things first, the one thing that just will not die in the news is this whole Vrabel and Dianna Rossini thing, bro. Yeah, bro, this is like it's like it's like Michael Myers out here right now, ain't it?
Bruh, bruh, it's bad. It's crazy. It's diabolical if you really think about it. Man, so more stuff has came out. They were caught. Well, honestly, like you got to be a private investigator or be very invested to take these type of videos and pictures of them because who knows what who who knows what Mike Vrabel's wife looks like before this? I didn't. Who
Right.
knows who knew what Diana Rossini's husband looked like before this? I
Right.
didn't. So the fact that you got these videos and pictures from years and years ago, thinking, "Oh, that's not their significant other," that's kind of crazy. So it has to be a private investigator or just some extremely nosy people. But there's a video that came out of was it them on a boardwalk or on a boat or whatever? I think it was the boardwalk. It was holding hands, and this is around the time where she had her son Michael. Now, if you do the math on some of the tweets that she had put out, bruh, social media is not your friend. Uh, if you look at the tweets and you look at the pictures, you look at the timing of everything, she was 7 months pregnant in that picture, in that video,
So
while she
much to
was
talk
holding
about.
hands. I think it was on a boat. It was on the boat. It was on a cruise or whatever. I forget what it was, but it was like a boat. She was 7 months pregnant during that.
Yeah.
So you gonna tell me that you were taking these solo trips with your affair with Mike Vrabel, not your husband, while you're 7 months pregnant? Oh, he gotta be the daddy. He gotta be.
So just for
Gotta be. And what's even hold on. And what's even worse is that this nigga gotta look at this boy that's potentially not his allegedly, and every time he says his name, he gonna have to think about, damn, that's the same name as the dude that she been fucking for 6 years. That's crazy work. That is crazy work. Like, bruh,
just for
ain't
some people.
ain't no love lost with that.
So just for some people who not on the inside, if you, I don't know if you've been on the rock or if you just kind of been out the loop, or you really just not a super sports person, or you just ain't in the gospel train. But look, these reports are regarding the relationship between Mike Vrabel, who was the former head coach of the Tennessee Titans, and is the current head coach of the New England Patriots, Diana Rossini, who's been in the game and a well-known insider. She usually keeps the information, and she's good at the job. You know what I mean? So it is probably reasonable. Anyway, but, but the story has blew up here, and while neither confirmed that it has been an media outlets leaked photos and pieced together the time years. Her son is years old, so remember this. But in 2020, photos were released in Diana Rossini, New York City, and this was captured by eyewitness. This was also around the time of Tannehill uh, information as far as Tom Brady free agent and rumored to be tied to the Diana Rossini. She released saying that Tom Brady is not going to the Tennessee Titans, and around that when it took place. Later on in March, they had another sighting that they were out together. In 2021 is what you was talking about, Jamie, where a video was published where they were out almost an hour outside of Nashville. They rented a boat for 2 to 3 hours, and it was just them two. He was sick at this time. Um, this is
Crazy.
interesting, just due to the fact that
They were
around
holding
this,
hands too.
oh yeah, they was holding hands. It's interesting around this time is that the information about Julio Jones and the Tennessee Titans be associated. Diana Rossini was going and releasing the information that there were multiple teams that were offering first round draft picks for Julio Jones. But it was just Diana Rossini who supposedly had this information and was leaking this information. The thing about was later on the Tennessee Titans ended up getting Julio Jones for a second round draft. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? What it was it was running a lot of teams off because a lot of teams who might have been had interest didn't want to offer a first round draft pick. That's too steep. That's too rich for my blood. So they didn't even put their name in the hat. This came from Diana Rossini. So later on, now with the whole AJ Brown thing and her having the insides about AJ Brown going to the Patriots and how she's always kind of manipulated the situation as AJ is a problem and AJ's not happy, AJ this, AJ that. And it just so happened that she had this information that he's supposed to be tied to going to the New England Patriots, where now this is what I want to ask you. We understand that cheating goes on. We understand that this goes on in life, period, but it definitely goes on in sports. So this isn't nothing new. And a lot of times, for the most part, and we'll get to this in a second, but for the most part, that's not where professional teams jump in and they interfere at. The reason why this is a big issue is the fact of that if you look at the timeline and look at the information that Diana Rossini had connections to, it's coming off as insider trading and collusion. So now, do you feel like this is bigger than just some people out here getting their rocks off and muggers busting down? This is more than just a entanglement. This is becoming a real issue, in my opinion. What is your take?
Well, my take outside the whole cheating thing, you know, black men don't cheat, so we ain't got to worry about that. Anyways, um, anyways, she's not the only person that has personal relationships throughout the league, though. It's not, it's not uncommon. Not saying that it's ethical, but it's not uncommon. You know a name by Jay Glazer?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the
He
name.
he's a reporter, I believe, for NFL Network or ESPN. Well, it's all the same now. But he's a reporter that also holds like training camps and workout facilities for, NFL players or potential NFL players. And he does this year round, especially in the summer. We don't hear nothing about him. Now he has these personal relationships, but he's supposed to be a reporter. Now when you intertwine these relationships to a point where it's like the lines get blurred, I mean, that's how people get their information. So I I wouldn't say it's that crazy of a thing. I wouldn't put myself too much into it because she's not the only one. She's just the only one she's the only one that's been caught while, doing some extracurricular activities while doing it. But it's known for other reporters to have personal relationships with players and coaches. It's nothing new.
The thing is, it's one thing to be an insider, and that's understandable. We get the fact that that's the title of it. You're a reporter, you're an insider, you try to get the inside information that other people don't have. But where the problem is where it starts coming up when you start talking about the fact that in 2021, where they were spotted at the boat, it was weeks later the Atlanta Falcons have multiple offers for a first round picks for Julio Jones. Picks. These were just rumors, but the fact that Diana Rossini is so good at what she does, it ran people off. Now the fact of the matter is, she's running this story, and Mike Vrabel knows that this is just bullshit. That she's just, you know what I'm saying, that she's just blowing smoke, and she just running a screen, a smoke screen for them to be able to that they want. That right there is where the issue comes in, because this is bigger than just busting down. Now you're affecting the shield of the NFL, and that's where the problem lies. I mean, we get the fact that, all right, cool, yeah, they getting their rocks off, because we don't talk about that. I mean, we could talk about that all day. It's plenty, professional and select like professional coaches. But the fact of the matter that when you start talking about collusion, that's where you have the problem. So I'm intrigued to see what really takes place. But here goes another problem that you have. But you still have to deal with the fact that they're going to trade AJ Brown after the 2nd of June. So the fact of the matter, she's already ran this story. Do you think that they still trade AJ Brown with this being an issue right now?
Hell yeah. Why would you stop it? Like, I mean, yeah, why would you stop it? Because it's already been stated. He it's already been, said that they both want each other. The Patriots want AJ Brown. AJ Brown hasn't said this specifically himself, but everybody knows he wants to go to the Patriots. Go with his old coach, go with a team that, is a Super Bowl contender. Why stop it? Like, it's I think it I think on the collusion part, I think I think it's being blown more out of proportion than what it really is. Like, yeah, it's potentially a an ordeal for sure, but it's not an ordeal to where you just, you stop trying to better your team. Or, well, I mean, for both teams, like, it doesn't stop
So,
unless you get some crazy better deal from another team.
so here goes the question, and I've heard people talk about this. Obviously, Robert Kraft ain't Vrabel. Um, and what was said was, when this information first broke, the team, the organization was still very supportive of Mike Vrabel. Now, as far as what was said, it was not really known, because at that point in time, it was just kind of, just information that was coming out. Later on, around draft time, they said the team's tune changed. So I'm not sure if he was saying, if he was telling the full truth, if he disclosed everything, or if he kind of said, some of these things are being blown out of proportion. Whatever the story may be, the fact of the matter, now the team is viewing things in a different manner. So the question is, Vrabel said he was going to step back, step away from the team, focus on his. He didn't do that. He still around for the draft. He still was very involved in everything else. Now more information comes out. The question is, does he take a year off? Because
Now,
now here comes the reason why it's interesting, because as more information comes out, because this isn't just ESPN has, TMZ don't play, and TMZ get all that information. So the fact of the matter is, we're just talking about the facts of this information right now. One thing that's speculated that I feel like could cause him to step back, if that information comes out that that's that man kid, His ass is stepping back, bro. He's
Now,
got to.
look, the only reason he would step back, which I don't think he will, and I don't think he should. The only way that he would step back is if it's getting to the point to where he can't have a personal life, where he has to get his personal affairs in order. Professionally, this has nothing to do with the Patriots, like per se. Like if if we shine the light on every NFL player or coach that is married, boy, you wouldn't have half the damn team. You wouldn't have a league. Let's be honest. Like he ain't the only one. He is not the only one. He just the light is being shined on him. So the only way that he would step back is if it's getting to the point where it's like, I hey, I gotta step back for a little while. And but my thing is, why would you do that right now when it
Oh
is
shit.
yeah, you tripping. When it is you
Difficulties.
have a team that was just in the Super Bowl last year. You have a team that is about to get even better. Like the only way you can't proceed is if you can't do your duties as a head coach. That is the only way.
Right.
So I mean, it's really entirely up to him if he wants to step back or not.
Well, what's being said is people around the organization who are around Vrabel says he still does not have that kind of alpha dog energy right now, just due to the fact that his personal life is what's important. What he does on the field is playing, and that's a problem. The thing is, when you can solely focus on that's when you're at your best. But when your personal life is up front and it's the only thing that they focusing on, and the thing is, when you cool until you got more shit, more skeletons in that closet, because we don't know what else is in that closet, bro. And that's the thing. And if you know you got more shit that's gonna come out, how you how are you gonna be able to coach at your best? And the fact you starting to, if you've already lied to your team, or if your team is looking at you in question, because we get it. Most of them players probably, it's probably some of them players that's probably cheating and practicing infidelity and whatever have you. But the fact of the matter is, if you went and stood up in front of your team and you did not disclose the information in a whole, those are grown men. They gonna sit up here and question you. Most don't care. I wouldn't really care. Way to address this situation, and you come talk to me, and what was the point of you even lying to me in the first place? Gonna be the problem. Because if more information comes out and you don't told me, "Oh, I told you everything."
Bruh. Let's be for
I
real.
trust you at that point anymore.
Let's be for real. Let's be for real. Who's the owner again?
Yeah, Robert Kraft was down there
Robert
getting
Kraft?
rubbed down at
Hold on.
Tampa. He was
I'm just saying, like, that's like calling the kettle black. The pot calling kettle black. Because wasn't it just like 2, 3 years ago where he got caught up in the massage parlors and stuff, and they happened to settle outside because he's a billionaire? Like, come on, bro.
it's not Robert. We know that organization slimy as hell. Come on, man. They always got allegations around them. They had allegations Spygate. They had allegations with
As long as they're winning, they don't give a fuck.
and, and we get that, but I think where I'm looking at it from the aspect I'm looking is when I know everything is in order, just focus on my job, I'm at my peak.
Yeah.
But when I got bullshit going on outside of my job, it's gonna affect, and that can go being at work, just the average Joe going out here, head coach or starting quarterback or starting wide receiver. The matter is, if your head ain't clear and you can't perform the way you're supposed to, it's gonna affect your game performance, and that's the thing. Do I think that Vrabel's gonna step back? I don't think he's gonna step back at the moment, as far as for my personal. But if he still got skeletons in that closet, and he says, "Away, yeah, he taking time away because he want this shit to die down." But if that kid come out to be his, bro,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
it, it's gonna be interesting. But
I
now
don't
let me.
agree.
You said you don't agree,
I don't.
so
I don't agree because this has been going on for 6 years, bro. Like it ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new to him. It's just like it's just comes. It just came out. He probably knows if it's his or not already. And let's be honest, if you got a wife and she's 6, 7 months pregnant, you won't know where she's at.
face shots on the
I
baby
feel
is
like the
crazy.
husband knew for some, huh?
Face shots to the baby is crazy,
What you say?
bruh.
Yeah, I'm.
Like,
Wow, wow.
she, she, like let's keep let's get unfiltered, bruh. How knowing that your wife cheated on you while she's pregnant with your child, at least right now,
Allegedly,
as of is his child.
bruh. I'm not gonna lie to you. With stuff like that, bruh, men are sensitive, bro. Men are sensitive
Yeah.
when it comes to stuff like that, bro. Like this will turn like the nicest dude into OJ Simpson because you
Oh
just
yeah, yeah. It's crash out.
it's crash out, bro. Like you not playing with just me. You playing with my seed. Like I actually had somebody that I went to school with. He had that situation happen where he thought baby was his. And I think it was like a year or two after the kid was born. Like he found out it wasn't his. Boy, talk about heartbroken. Talk about sick to your stomach. That gut wrenching feeling. It's one thing to be cheated on. It's a whole another to be cheated on and have a baby on, bruh. That will turn a monster out of
Listen,
anybody.
listen. You will see Mr. Rogers turn to King Kong. Do you hear me? Like, it's no way. It's no answers or buts about it. And that's the fact of the matter. Like, dog, it's that. Hey, he been doing like. But if that kid comes out to be his, bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot. And let's not lose sight. I think the biggest victims in this whole situation is both. You know what I'm
And
saying?
the
Like
kid.
and the kids, because this stuff is all the sons grown,
Because they
bro.
gotta hear that shit at school. They gotta hear
Yeah,
that shit at school.
yeah.
Think
Vrabel's
about
a
you in middle
grown.
school, high school, and you hearing about your daddy, you hear about your mama and their affair. That's tough, bro.
This is not going nowhere, bro. It's not.
Hell no.
So one thing that I do want to ask you about, and I want to talk about, because I kind of mentioned, do you step back? The league not being involved and everything else. But I do want to kind of talk about uh, the possibility of a double standard, because you did have a situation with Iman Uduka, the former head coach at Boston with the Celtics, who got caught having intercourse or interactions or relations with a staff member. He
Yeah.
was fired.
Ime Udoka, yeah.
Eman Eman Udoka, yes. But he uh
Yeah.
look, and he had to they were so forth. So the question is like with this situation that took place with him being fired, what is the difference in this situation and Vrabel's situation? Or we could also talk about the Shamar Moore situation with Michigan, which I understand his is slightly different just due to the fact that him crashing out. But you have a lot of these coaches fired and they tend to have something in common compared to some of these coaches who are not.
Yeah, but I feel like you moving the goalposts a little bit. Like, yeah, the similarities as far as like them being coaches of color or whatever. But I think that's where the similarities end. Be quite honest with you. Um, Diana Rossini is not an employee of the New England Patriots. She's not even an employee of the NFL. So that takes that out of it. I mean, yeah, she's a reporter, she's an insider, whatever. That's a layer right there, but she's not employed by the same company that Mike Vrabel is employed at. So technically, she's an outsider. So it's pretty much like you cheating on. It's pretty much like you getting with somebody off the street. Just the fact that she may have a little more pull with the career that she has. Now, the difference between Shamar Moore is because Sharon Moore, not Shamar, but Sharon Moore, he freaking he slept with an employee that he directly hired, and then ended up having relations with her. And then when she outed him, he crashed out to the point to where he had multiple charges against him. That's Mike Vrabel ain't doing that. You ain't hear shit from him.
Right.
The difference between him and Ime Udoka, once again, an employee that he has directly hired on the staff. That is a conflict of interest. Like that is that is her boss. Like, I control your pay rate. I control uh uh your raises, your uh I forget what it's called. When you get higher up, when you go lower down, fired, you know? I'm in control of everything that has to do with your employment. That is not good. That is a complete conflict of interest. That's not the same with the Patriots. Now, if you had somebody that was on like the Celtics or the Mavericks or somebody that ended up sleeping with somebody outside of the organization or cheating from somebody from the outside of the organization, okay, that's where you got the comparisons. That's where you got the similarities. But that's not the case with these three. The similarities in that okay, he's white, they're people of color. That is where the similarities end.
I think the Vrabel situation is actually worse, just due to the fact that yes, it's not a person who actually is with the organization, but it's the fact that this person is tied in with possible collusions, which is a detriment to the shield and the honor of the NFL. No, it's not a member of that's even worse, which is more damaging because the fact that it's the insider and the collusion that took place. We're not talking about the fact that she just got information as far as just, oh well, this information was leaked. What the issue is the fact that the smoke screen was ran, lies were told, and information was falsified so they could sit up here and reap the benefit of getting a player for the organization.
So you
That's
think
more
that's a double
damaging.
standard then?
No,
Because
I
she's
think
not
that
the only one that has these type of relationships.
But the thing, what the fact of the matter this is the only one that involved the sexual relations because we understand that some of these insiders run smoke screens and say certain things. But the fact of the matter, when you actually have a physical timeline and we can see it is not speculation, that's where the problem lies. It's one thing to speculate, but it's another thing when you actually have the timeline of the evidence. And that's where the problem lies. Because I don't care where you really just dropping your dick off at. That's your household and your family. But when this starts affecting the brand, that's where you have an issue. And I think this situation could be more detrimental and actually is worse than when you sit up here and you look at the situation with Aduka or a more situation. It really, when I seen people comparing that crash at us what caused him. If he would have just shut the fuck up, he'd have been all right. I think he still would have got fired, and
Oh yeah.
people could have argued the point more. But people could have argued the point. But the fact of the matter, when you did the crash out, and come to find out when it got down to it, she tried to entrap you because she was trying to move up when it started coming out. But the fact of the matter, you spazzed the fuck out. If you would have chilled out, you probably would have said you could have you could have left Michigan. You could have probably went and got you another job somewhere else. Maybe not a Michigan brand, but you probably could have ended up somewhere like Virginia. You know what I'm saying? A cool little Georgia Tech or somewhere like that, and still had a cool D1 coaching job in a Power Five school. But you flip shit. You look at this Vrabel situation. I think this is more detrimental because about insider trade involving millions, bro. Because this we talking about millions. We're talking about money now. We're not talking about just dropping dick off. We talking about money. So I think this is one of these things. It's gonna be interesting to see how this pans out later on. But we gotta move along. Uh we're gonna keep up with this story and keep y'all informed. But we're gonna jump over here to basketball, man, and we in the playoffs because I already know this debate is gonna take some ain't gonna take up most of this show. But the playoffs are interesting right now, man. You got a lot going on. Um, you got a couple of teams that's got swept, and you got some teams that's on the verge of being swept. Uh, right now, you got the Spurs and the Timberwolves in a 2-1 game playing right now. You got Spurs 109 to 112. You also got the Knicks who won 76ers closing that series out 140 to 114 in a clean sweep. You over the lake on the Lakers right now. They won last night 131 to 108. The Pistons, the Detroit Pistons are leading that series 2-1. Um, what are your thoughts as far as right now, Jamie, with the way these playoffs are looking?
Say it one more time.
What are your thoughts as far as the way these playoffs are looking right now?
Man, it's looking like some bullshit for some of it. Honestly, you got the Oklahoma City Thunder flopping their way to the damn finals. Uh, they play kind of dirty, bro.
They-
They do. They play kind of dirty, and there was a point in time in the playoffs where Knicks fans was calling for the firing of Mike Brown, and now the Knicks look like they might be legit. They might be the team to beat. Also,
right.
Cavaliers, they won their game today, and then we're still waiting to see if James Harden going to show up in the playoffs. I think he had 19 points today or yesterday. Yeah, he had 19 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists. He- and the Lakers, ugh, against the Thunder. I mean, that's just they might get one game, and even then, I don't think they're gonna get one game. They might get swept. But these playoffs are kind of crazy, man. It's really three teams to really look at, and that is the Oklahoma City Thunder, also the New York Knicks, and the Pistons. Even though the Pistons did lose, they did lose today to the Cats, but that's still the team to really look out for. Cade Cunningham played lights out with 27 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists.
Let me ask you. So you mentioned the flopping with
Yeah.
with OKC, and right now it's been a big issue, a big conversation piece with specifically SGA. What are your thoughts about just the hyper focus or the focus on SGA as far as with the flopping and this flopping period? The flopping period as far as what you've seen in basketball.
Well, at first, when it first became into prominence, it wasn't to me. It wasn't like oh my god, like this is ruining the game or whatever. My thought back then was like, hey, like that's a possibility. Like change it up a little bit, change the game. But now it's gotten to the point where it's like it's just so freaking blatant. Like it's in your face. Like these people are not even touching you. Like I think there was a foul on Chet Holmgren, and it's not just Shea, it's not just him, it's not just SGA, it's the whole team. They play in unison. Like they are all the same. I think they're just coached that way. But Chet Holmgren got fouled on the play to where I think it was DeAndre Ayton. He had posted it up, but then he had did his hand like this, but it didn't even look like he did it hard at all. It was just like trying to position himself. And then Chet Holmgren just flops around. It's like, oh, my face. He was nowhere even near his face. Not even close. He barely even touched him. Foul. What? And it's the crazy no calls too. It's like there's so many times that the Thunder would foul and it would not get called. Good hard fouls, like that's an easy foul. I think that flopping is definitely ruining the game. Because it has come to the point where you're changing the momentum, you're changing the change. It's the change of pace. Like you can go on a roll, and then as soon as you get up, like to a certain point where it's like, okay, these niggas are starting to dominate. Okay, I'm a flop, or do some type of thing that I'm gonna change the momentum of the game. That's how it works for them, especially when the third quarter when Shea is not in the game. They figure out ways to stop the flow of the game. And that is to the detriment of the league. It's something that they should definitely work on in the off season, where they can potentially penalize, fine, or if it comes to an egregious point of certain players, maybe suspension. But I think it personally is ruining the game and the flow of it.
I got a lot to unpack with this situation as far as um one uh professional sports have gotten solvable. Everything has caught up with soccer. And kind of notice like, damn, this flopping is shoulder bump, and they carry it off on the gurney on the soccer field. I feel like the NBA has finally caught up to that, and I feel like they have the NFL to the point where at some point in time, but just to focus on the NBA, um, this is nothing new. The difference was players played, refs called. The difference was your Reggie Miller Jordans, your players of that stature who were the higher elk that people came that put asses in seats. They played and the ref blew that whistle. I was playing for the whistle now. Now, I'm about to get on Filter, and I'm about to piss some people off. Drop. When did this start? Because what I'm saying is, previously, the refs were protecting certain players. Now I'm saying that you have players who put forth more effort to get the call than they make the athletic move to score or to make the pass or get to the they doing. When did this start? LeBron ushered in this style of play. But the fact of the matter is, and he's even said it, he was getting the because of how big he was. He started cosplaying into became very animated. So what? And it's a monkey that league. So what transpired? Started having your high profile player started cosplaying for the Wizard players followed. So now James Harden followed. KD when he came through with the rip to get. So now what you have done is a whole generation and a whole new culture of pass ball. That's what this is. We've watched more gets hit upside the back of his head and he falls forward and does the whole MVP run from James Harden off of just getting the whistle. So now you have a player like it's just SGA, but the whole team who's doing the same thing. And with the game right now. So I mean, the fact that I need to see what the person who brought the league is being affected by. He ushered in this culture. So, that's just my 2 cents. That's my
Well,
filter version. But go ahead.
well, I mean, yeah, he had to do that because he's such a big polarizing figure of a basketball player that he wasn't getting the proper calls that he needed to be getting. So yeah, he had to exaggerate a little bit because he wasn't getting the calls. Just because he kind of runs through him, like not as like a charger or anything, but he's a bulldozer. Just because that he is such a dominant player doesn't mean that he is not getting fouled. So he had to do what he had to do. Now the shit that they're doing nowadays is just like it's crazy. It's blasphemous. Like he didn't bring it to that extreme of what it is now. The extreme of what it is today is not what he started. That's that's where I'm like, nah. Cause the stuff that I'm seeing is just like, bro, like you wouldn't even touch and you were on the ground. Like it reminds me of soccer. You know how they just be on the ground
Mhm.
crying and screaming and all that stuff for like minutes, and they wake up, they get up and all smiling, happy, and all that shit because they got the call they wanted. It is that bad in NBA right now. That's how crazy egregious it is. But
The
that's just
thing is, you've ushered it in, and you're gonna have somebody. It's like anything else, Jeremy. Somebody's gonna one up it. Somebody's gonna try to perfect it. I can do better. Whatever you can do, I can do better, and that's what you ran into. And it's just funny to see where you have a situation where I mean the leader got soft. I mean, bro, you got players who should be playing who are not even in the playoff game, who's sitting on the bench saying they injured, not even getting out. There's no reason for this game to, I mean, that team to be 3-0. I mean, down 0-3 against OKC. Yo, start.
well, hamstrings ain't no joke, bro. I ain't going. Hamstrings are no joke,
Hey man,
especially especially in the game of basketball. They do too much.
hey man, and that's a conversation in itself. We might talk about that next week. What we gonna talk about? Maybe would that be a segment next week? Bigger, stronger, faster, but softer. Maybe that we'll talk about that next week. What I do want to talk about is this lot. Um, one positive note: OKC didn't get a top 5 or top 10 lottery pick, even though they did get the 12. What's your thoughts about this? About the lottery that took place?
Man, we might have some new sleeper teams in the NBA. Some teams we haven't seen. The Wizards has a number one pick, which means that if they keep the pick, they're gonna get AO the Sumo
Yeah,
out of BYU, and he is an absolute menace on the court. Now the question is, do they want to pick him for the future? He can probably help him out right now. Um, or trade the pick to get a grizzled veteran that can help out the team to win the championship right now because you have Trey Young and you also have AD, Anthony Davis. So think about the players that you can get back for that pick and possibly get another pick in return. Me personally, I'm probably taking the pick. I'm
right,
probably I'm probably going to draft AO because you don't know what you have in Trey Young and AD. Trey Young, you kind of know what you're getting. With
right.
Anthony Davis, you don't know if he's even going to be on the court. So
Bro,
I
he's
mean,
cooked.
yeah, bro. So at this point, it's pretty much I would prepare for the future because he's already in his 30s. Trey Young's been in the league for quite some time. Like, just go ahead and get somebody that's going to be on the cheaper end and something that can help you build. Um, but also, man, the Thunder at number 12. This Thunder team is probably going to be good for decades to come, bro.
Nah, dynasty. They they about to be the
It's
new.
giving Warriors. It's giving Warriors.
It is. It is.
So
Yeah.
I mean, they're just revamping. They're just re-upping, and I think from the reports what we're saying is that Shea Gilgeous Alexander is probably going to be winning the MVP. And if everything goes in the Thunder's way, I don't think they've lost the game in the playoffs yet. If everything goes to plan, they'll be the first team to ever have a back-to-back two-time MVP and two-time champion back to
Yeah.
back. Dynasty, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't
I
see
don't
it
see it
coming to an
coming to
end
an end
anytime
anytime
soon, man.
soon, man.
Um, it's gonna be interesting to see what this team does for the next few years because they're young. They're young. And the thing is, if they really wanted to just get greedy, they could trade away a pick and sit here and just trade back and load up. I mean, they could. They could trade back and just load up and just continue to just build an arsenal, man. Um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this team pans out. Now, one thing that I want to talk about before we get off of here, uh, we had a conversation, and the conversation regarded who's the Mount Rushmore of handles, of ball handlers. Now, Tim Hardaway was asked for or the top players of ball handlers in his mind. Tim Hardaway started off with Kyrie Irving, Allen Iverson up there, had Jamal Crawford up there. Now, Tim Hardaway couldn't put
Right.
himself on
Put
there,
himself on there,
obviously. I
obviously.
mean, he could, but
But
the question
question
is, Jamie, I'm going to ask
I
you,
ask you,
who is your Mount
so
Rushmore
question,
of ball handlers?
Mount Rushmore is five, isn't it? Or is it four?
Yeah, I want to say it's 5.
Okay. So my Mount Rushmore: Kyrie Irving, Jamal Crawford, Allen Iverson. That's 3. Uh, Jason Williams, White Chocolate, uh, and Stephen Curry. My Mount
Mm,
Rushmore of handles easily, easy.
mm.
Kyrie is probably the number one of all time.
Oh, hands down,
I've never seen no handles like his.
hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I'm going to go. If I'm not putting Tim Hardaway on that, if I can include Tim Hardaway is on there.
Yeah.
I'm going Kyrie.
Okay.
I'm going Jamal Crawford. I'm going Allen Iverson, Jay Will, and man, I'm probably going to go. And here goes the thing: if we talking about just handles, breaking people down off the dribble,
Oh man, I forgot one.
oh,
So it might be a toss up between Stephen Curry and James Harden. James Harden got some crazy handles too.
this was an argument. I don't think James Harden handles is one thing. I think James Harden is a great knows how to get downhill very well. He knows how to create space. Dropping people, I don't know. Now, I will say as far as just like if we're talking about handling the rock,
So who's
I
your
mean
number five?
You got Pistol Pete, you got
That's
Pistol
your number
Pete.
five?
No, he ain't my number 5. I'm probably going Magic. Probably going
Yeah,
Magic. I'm going
yeah,
Magic. I'm going Magic.
yeah.
So
I can't argue that. I cannot argue that. It's
yeah,
in his name. He's magic, bro.
but if I really had it my way, yeah, Tim Hardaway's definitely up there. And honorable mention, Gary Payton. But that's uh that can be argued. But hey, I want y'all to put y'all in the comments, put down who y'all top 5 is because I personally I've heard some people say James Harden. I really not feeling the James Harden thing. I've heard somebody say Jamal Crawford's not even in the top 6.
Jamal Crawford is probably top 3 and not even 3.
And
Just
honestly,
to be honest with you.
if we being honest, I'm putting him and I'm a Bubba Chuck fan. I'm an Allen Iverson fan, but I think Jamal Crawford handles is better than Allen
Let's
Iverson.
be honest. Let's be honest.
Keeping it a
What's
bean.
Allen Iverson known for?
He known for the crossover. He known for dropping motherfuckers. Like
Okay, he's known for the crossover. What is Jamal Crawford known for?
period.
Thank you.
Everything.
I'm not saying AI can't do it, but Jamal Crawford is known for the handles.
Like I
If
said,
Kyrie Irving was not born, Jamal Crawford would be would be the handles king.
and what you got to realize is Jamal Crawford did it in the NBA and he did it on the street circuit. My man's did it on both platforms. And the thing about Jamal Crawford is he did it with minimal playing time. When you look at the fact of because people you going off of Kyrie and Allen Iverson had with, but Jamal Crawford had the most reels in a short period of time. His efficiency to drop people in a short period of time was immaculate. But y'all make sure y'all put those in the comment. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up because we're gonna finish more to talk about next week, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in to episode 3. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, y'all hit that notification button. Make sure y'all follow us, share this information, share with some other people, man. And also go to our website, www.unfilteredandownball.com. I mean anything else?
Man, let's just stay unfiltered.